Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today I'm going to talk about 90-Day Fiancé, Season 11, Episode 11. The title is Love's True Colors. So hopefully you got a chance to watch it on Sunday or you replayed it on Monday and you got a chance to watch the episode. As far as I'm concerned, the title excuse me, Love's True Colors. That could be any of the couples on here. You have Shawn and Alliya this episode, Shakina and Sarper this episode, Monty and Stevie, Greg and Joan, and Matt and Ammani. And as far as I'm concerned, this is for them all, Love's True Colors, because honestly, how many of them are really, truly in love? How many? Or should I say in love together and maybe not in love for a reason? Okay, that's just me. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you aren't new here, I appreciate it. Thank you for being a subscriber, no matter how long you've subscribed. But everyone, please hit the like button, whether you're on live or on the replay. I really, really appreciate it. And you have to excuse me once again. My throat is tickling because I have allergies. It's so windy here. I'm doing my best trying to shake the tickle. You know, when you get that tickle in your throat, it's hard to shake sometimes. So I'm still going through that. So thank you, everybody who's joining. I really appreciate you all. Hello, Sharon. How are you? And let me say that Miss Tamika told me she wouldn't be joining, but hopefully she catches the replay. So happy birthday to your friend, Tamika. So, all right. So let me take a quick drink of water and we'll get started. Hopefully everybody's doing well. And hopefully you're experiencing spring weather. We've been experiencing spring weather here for quite some time. That's why my allergies are acting up, you know. So, you know, I'm past the cough syrup, but tired of the lozenge because my throat don't hurt. It just itches. It's different. So bear with me. So, yeah, Sharon, allergies are bad everywhere this season. Whew, can't shake it. I really wish it would like settle down so we all feel normal again. So hold on a second. So excuse me, y'all. All right. So if anyone wants to join the panel, I don't know if anybody wants to join that's on live or that's coming, you can. So I'm already going to drop the link. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And hopefully we won't be here too long. Now, I like to start the episodes with the people who I feel, you know, don't necessarily bring a whole lot new because we've seen them on previous seasons before. And to me, that is Shakina and Sarper, although they did have some little juicy tidbits, especially towards the end. So, all right, I give them that this episode. But Shawn and Aaliyah, I will say for me, and I know I've said it before, that I'm not necessarily a fan of Shawn's relationship with Aaliyah. Not them together, but his relationship with her, because she seems to be, you know, all in for the relationship and maybe what she could get out of it. And I do feel that she has feelings for Shawn, but it's not the other way around, especially because Shawn hasn't told his family about Aaliyah. Excuse me. Hold on a second, y'all. Excuse me. Not just about Aaliyah, but Aaliyah and them being engaged. And here's my thing. If you are proud of your relationship and, you know, maybe not your kids, because he's not exactly have the best relationship with his children, your mother who knows about your relationships and, you know, she said she's always been supportive, and your friends too, who know that you have flown back and forth to do whatever you're doing, why not tell them you're engaged? And he just gave one of the worst answers I've ever heard as to why he didn't. It's like, oh, what am I going to do? Send it by text and let you know that, you know, we're not engaged? I'm like, I mean, that we're engaged. I'm like, you need to do something instead of like, surprise, when you come back, I'm engaged. I mean, because they know that Shawn and his round the world escapades, what's that doing for him? So anyways, Shawn did take Aaliyah to meet his mom, which was nice. You know, they should have introduced them a long time ago, at least on FaceTime, right? So the mom was welcoming, and she said to Shawn, you know, I've always supported you no matter what you've done, and or whoever you've been with, you know, things like that. And you know, as parents, you should, you know, there are some parents who won't, but you know, I feel like you should. I mean, they're still your children, regardless of how old they are, right? So Shawn definitely gets his style and his taste from his mother. I mean, from Shawn's house, if you saw it, Shawn's house to me gave like, what should I say? Like creepy horror movie vibes, like the beginning of a horror movie. Like you walk in and it's like, you know, and then like that little weird music plays. That's what it gives to me. And then when you see Shawn's mom's house, but that's their style though. When you see Shawn's mother's house, you know, she does a lot of collectibles. There's nothing wrong if you collect things. A lot of people do, but it's kind of like the same dark style. You know, it's dark, and you know, she collects. I'm not saying the Christmas stuff she collects is dark, but just the decor. Shawn definitely gets it from her. So, 1 second. Sorry, you guys. Like I said, my allergies acting up, so my throat is itching. So Shawn tells his mom that they're going to have an engagement party, but actually I think that his mother threw the engagement party, so it's going to be his friends and one of his children. It's his son that comes. And so when they finally do get to the engagement party, everyone is welcoming to Aaliyah, but they're also surprised that how young she is. And I'm like, really? Because Shawn, to me, just has come off that has a reputation that he likes whomever he likes on the younger side. I mean, he just, to me, gives that vibe. You know, the aesthetic he has, how he likes to throw things around. He gives me like controlling vibes too, not with just Aaliyah, but just his personality. Kind of like, I'm the one with the money. So if you want to be with me, you know, you have to go along. You do as I say, you know, not as you want to do, or however the saying goes. His son meets Aaliyah for the first time. And let me say that the son, Shawn's son, if we go back in time about, let's say, 25 years for Shawn, maybe 30, I think what Shawn's son looks like is what Shawn looked like before all his cosmetic surgery. Because the son to me looks just like him, just minus the surgery. You know, same eclectic style, same kind of hairdo, except for his dad's is like nice and teased and coiffed, right? And the son's just kind of laid back, but that's the vibe I get. The friends are concerned that, again, like I said, because Aaliyah is young. And they're like, you know, Shawn, you have your whole life, you know, you've already lived. You know, you have a whole lot more behind you than you do in front of you, versus Aaliyah is so young. She just really came out as who she came out to be, right? From Douglas to Aaliyah. So she's just not exploring who she is now. And, you know, you've been there, done that kind of thing. And how do you think that she's going to be with you as time goes on? Because there's a substantial age difference. I think there's like 20, maybe 25-year age difference. And, you know, Shawn is kind of like, yeah, well, you know, like all lackadaisical, I guess. But bottom line is, he knows that he is not attracted to Aaliyah as Aaliyah. He's attracted to her as Douglas. But yet again, Shawn is not in a committed relationship with her. He's seen other people on the side. So I'm like, what's the whole point of having an engagement party? What's the point of this? Okay. That's just me. And is the person he's seeing at this party? That would have been it. You know what? That would have made good TV. That's just me. 1 second, guys. Okay. What'd you say, Jazz? 40 years? She's 25. He's 60. Oh, really? Still, you know, but it's true. He's got more behind him than she has in front of her. You know what I'm saying? So the friend was right, and then, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't really want to get married anyway. So why have the engagement party? Why even bother with all this stuff? If you wanted a meet and greet, do that, but don't like get her hopes up and this is not what you really want to do. You're too old for this. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Who you saving face for? Bottom line for me, when I was watching the episode, I was like, is this for a check, Shawn? Is this for a check? Because you don't like her as her. You like her as him. All right, moving on. Let's go to Shakina and Sarper. So we pick back up with Shakina, Sarper, and Shakina's sister at the retreat. And I think Devontae called them last week the fake Kardashians of Montana. I laughed so hard when we went back to the episode and they replayed it, then walking back in. I was like, all we needed was the picture. Where was their mama? You know what I'm saying? But anyway. You ready backstage? Okay. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right. I still got that tickle in my throat. It's so windy, my allergies,
All the pollen and all that. Yeah, I already know.
So I'm on to Shakina and Sarper. I just moved from Shawn and Alliya. I know you don't like talking about them, so.
Nah, I agree with you. What you said about Shawn. I watched them this episode because the other episodes was just like they're not talking about nothing. But so this one I did watch. I feel like I agree with you. I feel like, dude, she just came out. She's basically transitioning right in front of you. You don't want to be with a woman. So, I mean, I get why he probably want to have her over here because he probably want her to be in a better situation. But I just feel like in the long run, this is not going to work. So what's the point of with the party and all that? Like, you should just say, y'all, I'm getting married. And that's it. Because his friend came over, is like, basically, in the nice words, like, Shawn, now Shawn, why? Haven't we been down this road before? You don't marry your boy toys.
Right. And the Jazz from Jasmine Show said he's like 65. I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah, Shawn old.
Wow. I thought he was like late 50s or something. Because some of these men on this show be lying. The women.
He a grandpapa.
Well, you could be a grandfather or grandmother young. I know personally.
Yeah, but his grandchild probably 20-something.
True. Very true. Very true. All right. So let's move to Shakina and Sarper. So we're back with the conversation with the sisters at the Montana resort. And, they bring up Sarper's past anger issues. And Shakina's sisters really aren't here for Sarper like that. I know they're trying to give the benefit of the doubt to their sister, that she's in a relationship, she's happy, she's getting married. Huh?
I said right.
Right, she's getting married. So they're trying to give, Shakina the benefit of the doubt, but they're still side-eyeing Sarper. And, he's saying things. Some things to me, he's saying, okay, you're trying to change, but in the same breath, he's like, oh, well, I don't like how she does XYZ. Yeah, I do still try to control her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you can't talk about you trying to change, but that's like one of the main reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want our sister controlled. We don't want our sister, to be in any type of emotionally, verbally, whatever type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't do a good job with the sisters, in my opinion. I'm not saying he's got to win them over, but at least try to show that he's the man that their sister says that he is, and he's not giving that. What do you think about it?
Yeah. I mean, they know he is a POS. So you know what?
Yeah.
They know it, and they know their sister got terrible taste in men. So it's just like, but they want to basically want her to get rid of him, but they know she not because this not her first Sarper. I know it's not. It look like it's probably something must have happened in their childhood. Every man controlled this woman for some reason.
Well, some people have a type of personality or esteem
Hmm.
where they feel like they have to, like that's normal. You know what I'm saying? That's normal behavior for
Right.
some people, men and women, so I don't, I don't know how it would start or whatever, because I don't have that personality, but uh out of all the sisters, that seemed like it came to Shekinah. So whatever. But I thought it was kind of funny in confessional where Sarper's talking about like he feel like he's on his own, and he don't feel like he's being supported by Shekinah. I mean, why would you feel like you're on your own? Why would you feel like that talking to the sisters? You thought they were just gonna automatically like, oh, that's okay. I don't mind you snatching stuff out of my hand and cussing me out, and you treating our sister like trash. Like, what did he think? I don't get. That's the part I don't get. But he did apologize for the miscommunication, and even though they say it was accepted, I doubt it. So, do you believe Sarper that he felt like during that he felt alone? I just think he's so much of a machismo man that his like pride is hurt. If
Like he felt alone. Like in LA. Is he talking about like now in Los Angeles?
No, at the confessional when he was talking in Montana with the sisters, like he didn't feel like Shekinah was supporting him when they
I
were
mean, he
sitting
did
there.
just let her sister just go all in on him. But I feel like if this your man
Uh
and
huh.
you bring him here to meet your sisters and you want to still be with him, you
Mm-hmm.
should have at least had a conversation before. Like, look, y'all can grill him a little bit, but don't like make me lose my man. And you know what I mean? Like, say what you got to say, and then it is what it is.
Right.
But I mean, she did just let him get killed, and it's just like, well. So I'm like, did you bring him here to meet your sisters for the first time, or did you bring him here for like some support, so you can say what you really want to say through them because they, I guess, stronger, y'all stronger in
That's
numbers
a
or
good
whatever
point.
you want to say.
That's a good point. I think that one, I do think she wanted him to meet the rest of the sisters, rest of the family, because he only met the first sister, right?
Right.
But at the same time, that was a good point. I think that, she knows because she said her sisters are strong women to like
Mm-hmm.
make some points for her, because I'm sure she has said some things, to her sisters and let them say it instead of her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree
Because
with that.
maybe they can scare him into doing the right thing.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. So, I mean, so after the meetup and everything, it says a week later, and then apparently she kind of recorded an argument between her and Sarper. And I wrote some of it down. It's like he says, Sarper says, "It's your face." She kind of says, "My face." Sarper says, "I know that boop face." So then she kind of says, "I come home from work, I cook you a meal, and you just say blank you, and now you're leaving." And so Sarper says, "Blank this life. I hate it here. I'm going back to my country." Now, in confessional with production, Sarper says that they got into an argument, is like, they sleeping in different situations, like their roommates kind of, and then how she kind of sent him the text of everything that he said in the argument about apparently something about a car. We didn't hear that in the confessional, like, right? And so now Shekinah is packing her stuff for work because apparently her work is downstairs and they live upstairs, right? So now she's like, I want to move my stuff to a place so we can have privacy. Well, maybe she should have thought about that before. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if Sarper feels like he's stuck. Like if he comes downstairs to go somewhere, it's like, hey, can I drive the car? But I
I mean, I'm kind of with Sarper on that because,
mhm.
first of all, you didn't let him know that. That's a different conversation. I know I'm coming to live with you, obviously, but you
Yeah,
didn't tell me if you work 9 to 5, I'm gonna have to be gone from 9 to 5 every day, walking around the neighborhood every day,
right,
and you got a car. Why I can't use the car?
right. He could
At
GPS,
least,
you know,
at least go short distances. I mean, at least
right,
something. Because these
right,
Ubers gonna add up. So you might as well just let me use the car and go where I want to go. Or you don't want me to use the car because you think I'm gonna go see other women. But what's the difference from me walking around outside? It's the
right.
same risk. You ain't making no sense. I could just download a dating app and do the same thing with no car. So you might as well just let him use the car. Now, I mean, I can understand if he did just get up there and he don't got no license. So I can get that aspect of it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like everything she doing is just trying to like make sure he can't do nothing.
Well, she also said something too while she was packing the stuff up. She was like, I have taken him to parties in LA and, like materialistic things and like brought him around my friends. You would think he would be happier. It does take people a while to adjust sometimes. And maybe he doesn't, just like she didn't like him. What is it? Being a fitness coach to women.
Right.
Maybe he didn't like her around the friends she used to hang out with the different men that's there because her friend keeps sweating her. I'm sure he's at these parties too.
I mean, look at her friend group. Do that look like a friend group he want to be a part of? No. Them
That's what I'm
your
saying.
friends. At least let him go make his own friends. I don't know. You should take him somewhere where he would probably meet people that he would like. You take
Uh-huh.
him places where he would meet people like you like. So it doesn't make sense. And then you still hanging around a friend that really wants you. Why is he still
Right.
your friend? Why are you still hanging?
Exactly.
Oh, we're just good friends. Oh,
No.
good friend. He can't be your good friend. If I'm your man, your good friend can't be always trying to get you. I said, so
Right.
that means your good friend always gonna speak ill will about me. Even if you're just venting, he gonna be like, yeah, I told you you should leave him and be with me. I don't want my girl to be around you the whole time.
Exactly. That's not making him comfortable. So he called his cousin. He told her about it. He's like, I booked a flight home and all this stuff, but he hold back and said, I'm usually impulsive, about doing these things. And, he's very into himself. He's also saying next week too, like if I leave, she's gonna be like devastated. I'm like, with her
I mean,
personality, she probably will. But
I'm
what I'm
about to say he didn't tell no lie. I mean, it's kind of like best stuff to say, but it's gonna be the truth. Let's be
yeah.
real.
So, but I'm just saying that's the type of attitude he has. So,
Hmm.
you have anything else about him? Because we can move on from that if you want.
No, that's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. So, I'm leaving one person for last. So, anyways,
Okay.
let's move to Greg and Joan and Mama Lucille.
Mm.
That's Mr. No Job. Mr. Not gonna hear back from that state job. Anyways, they're talking about the wedding, but they seem like they talk about the wedding every episode, right?
Right.
So Greg talking about he want to get married in the backyard. He thinks it'd be cool with all the chickens running around. And I'm like, no.
And what you trying to say? Because she from Africa, she used to chickens running around. Like I'm just confused. Like who would want that? Ain't like y'all live on a farmland. You just got chickens.
I thought that when I saw the episode, I was like, is he trying to do some nostalgia? But,
Right.
it's like when people have to use the bathroom, unless they get nice porta potties or whatever, who wants to be walking around in a chicken poop? You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
anyways, so he talking about he's got $5,000 for the wedding that he saved. But here come Joan. What she always say? If you don't have the money for the dowry and all these cows, like, what are we talking about here? And I'm like, you know what, Greg? If you don't get it together, and how come Joan hasn't helped him prepare for the dowry? You know what I'm saying? Like, get the list out and pay what he can pay now. Hold on. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, Greg's mom comes in the room and, she's like, oh, it's all nice and clean in here. She's helped you get it cleaned up. He's like, oh, you know how it is. And I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't keep going in that room every day. I know that's my son and all, but I'm just not going to keep being bothered. And especially she's rude to me too in my own house. I'm cool with that. But anyways, when mom hears the wedding plans, she's like, well, remember when your sister had the baby shower? How come we can't get a hall They could give you a nice cake, and then I don't have to do tents and a DJ and get a caterer. He's like, I could cook better food than they can. Okay. And even if you could, who gonna buy the food, right? And who gonna serve the food?
I mean, in the backyard would have been cheaper, but I just think she don't want all the people at her house.
Would you?
No, I mean, it depends. A small little wedding, 30 people, maybe we could do that in the backyard. Their yard was big enough for that, but
This is 75.
yeah, that's probably pushing it. Because we ain't about to stay outside the whole time. Y'all gonna do where y'all gonna have y'all first dance on the porch?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I've been to a backyard wedding before and it was nice, but we talking about Greg.
Exactly what the chick is. The chicken go be with the DJ. Who the hell? Like
I know, right?
No.
But
I
also,
mean, yeah.
I think that he wanted to like cater and do all the stuff himself because he knows he's got to pay the dowry. And again, she should already have a list, in my opinion, of what he needs to do. And if he can send stuff off now, do that now. You know what I'm saying? What you wait now? At least show some effort. Huh?
How much was the dowry? Not the list, but like in American dollars.
I don't know how much she asked for, but she asked for, it was either 12 cows or 15 cows. I don't remember the money value. She wanted the cows.
Because that's probably gold in Africa.
Well, you think about it now. Yeah, more than like, provides the milk, the meat, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like, make some good faith efforts and payments. Send something now, because again, if you don't, you're not getting married. So what's the whole point of spending $1,000, $5,000, $10,000? You know what I'm saying? So,
But Joan should do her research. You should have asked him how much money. Okay, you live at home. How much money you got saved? Show me the bank account. Okay, you got 5,000. Let me do that in dowry. Like, Greg, you ain't got no money. This only 900,000 dowry. That's no money where I'm from. So
where's he gonna buy the cows from? And how does that, like you say, how's that equate to American money? Like, where's he gonna send the money?
That's the thing. I know I ain't getting scammed though. Like, what if I buy the cow, send the money down there? Who orchestrating it? That's the only thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said that's the only thing I'll be concerned about.
Remember Emily and Kobe's wedding last season?
Yeah.
They asked for Smirnoff, some chickens,
some peach schnapps.
They asked for like little stuff. They didn't ask for no 15 cows. Okay.
So how much a cow costs over there? That's what I want to know. How much one cow costs?
I don't know. Let me Google how much one cow costs. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Uganda. Ain't that where she's from? Uganda?
Yeah.
Because I need to know.
So
we making your family a millionaire buying 12 cows. Like, we have the most cows in the village now.
Yeah, she sound like she's scamming low key in my opinion. Because I don't think she's on the up and up, and I will always say that.
All right, because you left your good job to come to America. That don't make no sense, especially the state of our country.
Okay, so an adult cow in Uganda is 3.5 million Ugandan shillings or 1,000 American dollars. So that's $15,000. He ain't got it. He already don't got it.
Girl, 15,000. You ain't got no 15,000 Ugandan dollars. Please.
Right.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Greg, call, send her back. You could have got your African for cheap. You live in Jersey. They all around there.
Google AI says, and I'm not shaming Uganda, nothing like that for anybody who thinks that. We just want to know.
Right.
Google AI says, on average, a mature and Kole cow in Uganda costs around $1,000 US. The price can vary based on factors like size, age, and the specific cow qualities. But generally, they're $1,000. So she wants 12 to 15. Sure. Oh yeah, they're gonna have sure, they're gonna be balling.
Yeah, she's trying to make her family milk. She create generational wealth off of fake love.
Mm-hmm.
Cause there ain't no
Now,
way.
right. So one thing that Greg's mom Lucille says, which again, now you want to talk about faces, since Sarper had said it. Faces. I didn't like Lucille's face when she talked about, I don't understand about the dowry. Why do you have to do this? I didn't like that because
Right.
clearly they've said it before. It is custom. And I'm glad that Greg said, just because she's over here now doesn't mean the customs stop. It's been going on for many, many, many centuries. It's not going to stop because she's here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he said that to his mother because it's true. And she knows it too. So she just
Right.
got somebody who bamboozled her because whatever he promised, besides to be in America, he don't have nothing else. So, and if he did give up his 5,000, he won't have no money left. Anyways, moving to the venue, the mom shows the venue where the baby shower was. It's a nice venue.
All right, that was pretty nice.
It was nice. They said it was like around 8,000. Mom said, "Can you spare 1,000? You know, so he can have some change still in his pocket." He said yes, and she said, "Mom," and she said, "Me and Dad will help you pay for it, or we'll pay for the rest." And so, I thought that was nice. But again, Joan is looking at Greg like, "Now we're a burden." I mean, excuse me, Joan is looking at Greg like we're a burden to your family because they're always doing things for us. So,
You ain't no burden, Greg been a bum.
right, he been a bum.
Oh, right. Ain't nothing new over here. You
You
embarrassed. He ain't embarrassed. He almost started crying. You see him? Thank you, Mom. You always look out for me.
right, right.
She
You
should
know,
have said something like, Mom, I appreciate you trying to pay for it, but again, this is the problem. This is why Greg still live upstairs and you still watching up. You still got a basket of mismatched socks
right.
because you keep on babying Greg. Greg is 30.
He's more than 30, isn't he? Like 34, 5, something
He
like that.
about to be fucking mid-30s, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom ain't got stop praying your mom go anywhere no time soon, but when you gonna get your life together? Your
Right.
mom is old. She is sound like she retired and she just go do Uber just cause she tired of being in the house. To probably get her little do her little shopping and buy knickknacks and stuff. I'ma just do a little Uber. So then cause is his dad alive?
Maybe he don't want to be on TV because when she said me,
Okay.
or they're
So
divorced.
that mean
I don't know.
yeah, so that mean well, yeah, I think they divorced because they
Well,
ain't making no
clearly he
sense.
don't. I'm not saying he's not close to his dad or whatever, but he never
Hmm.
misses his dad. He's always like, "Thanks, mom," or "My mom's gonna do this for us," or "My mom's gonna do that for us." You know what I'm saying? He never says my
Right.
dad or my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because dad is probably tired of handing him like $20. You know what I'm saying? So
You need some more gas again, Greg. Huh.
I know. And why he hadn't been baking no bread lately? He need to get on his hustle. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
You got a helpmate now. Y'all could the bread biz could be cracking on two parts of the neighborhood. I'm gonna drop you off over here. I'm going down the street. Let's meet back in 30 minutes. Let's see how much money we can make off this bread. Like, what is you doing?
I agree. I agree. So all right. Where's the dad, Jasmine? I don't know where the dad is. Like I said, he either doesn't want to be on camera or they're divorced. I don't know. But he never talks about the dad. Excuse me. All right. Do you have anything
I don't
else
feel
about
like
Greg and Joan?
I don't feel like his mom and dad is divorced. I feel like he just because that house too big just for them two. I feel like the dad just don't want to be on camera about this foolishness. But I
Well,
don't know. I gotta pay attention to the mama ring though. She do give like she may be divorced and lonely. Maybe that's why she baby Greg. That's probably why they probably got divorced.
she may have always baby Greg. Some people just baby
Yeah.
their kids. But the reason why I say that either they don't live in the same, he don't want to be on camera, or they're divorced. I'm actually leaning towards maybe divorce, is because Joan likes to tell Lucille she needs to get out the house more and do things. Now, if Greg's dad was there, would she be saying that?
Yeah. Probably not.
Mm. So,
But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I understand babying your kids. I mean, my mom, mom was just what your mom do, especially for her son. But once you bring a partner up in here, son, you got to stand on your own too.
Right.
That's one thing. It's one thing to take care of you. Now you got a woman involved. That's your responsibility. I
Right.
shouldn't be taking care of your woman.
I agree. Absolutely. And why did she come over here with nothing? She don't have no Ugandan dollars to trade in
All
somewhere
right.
for American dollars. And I'm not trying to be funny. Like, did she just come over here with her suitcase and that's it?
Yeah, I just feel like they level of success compared to ours is way different. They probably the position, get a little money, but it ain't no rich stuff. It's probably like they just, you know,
Mm.
they could do more than the average over there. But over here, that probably ain't no money. So she probably came over here probably 500, probably nothing.
Yeah. All right. Let's move to Matt, Ammani, who are married with Ani. I'm still waiting for that whole storyline to break down. So Matt is upset that his wife told him that their girlfriend has more feelings for him. I mean, how long have I been saying this? 2 weeks? You're the third wheel. How come you haven't figured this out yet? I'm just
Right.
curious. I'm just so now he's on a FaceTime call with his friend, who he says was also either in a polygamous relationship now or has been in one before, so can relate. Excuse me. So he's telling him how he's so upset that the girlfriend doesn't like him, and like, what's the point of this? And she wants my wife, and I don't want to ruin my family. I'm like, when you're in a throuple or any other more people that's in your relationship, the odds of someone else being more attracted to you or not is high, because everybody's not attracted to everybody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't understand why he's so upset about this.
I mean, I feel like she lying. I know that she ain't in love with nobody no more than she's not in love with either one of them more than others. I
Well,
feel
we
like
know that for the upcoming
yeah,
episodes, yes. But I'm just
yeah.
saying, why is he like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to lose my family. Your wife is not going nowhere,
Yeah, you
because
ain't
she's
losing
probably
your
the
family.
breadwinner.
Y'all need to find a new girlfriend. Cause the girlfriend is sketchy.
Right.
Like
I'm
when
just
y'all gonna understand that? Like your wife is beautiful. I don't understand what's going on here. Like who like maybe your wife don't really just maybe it's really your wife that don't want to be with you
oh, there you go.
because it ain't making no sense. You didn't ask for the girlfriend, she did. So usually women are territorial.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, for her to be willing to give up her territory, you ain't the main thing she looking for. She looking for you for the optics and the money.
Right. He's clearly the breadwinner, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they good money. Don't they got a swimming pool and everything?
Well, they were
Well,
still
I guess that ain't no luxury. My wife said swimming pool ain't that much of a luxury, depending on where you at.
really. I think it's
That's what I
I think it's
said.
nice to have
See,
a pool, because
I
pools aren't
said
cheap.
that's a luxury. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
because that's like an extra, depends on how big they are. I mean, they start at like $5,000-$10,000, and then you got to fill them in
Exactly. That's
upkeep.
what I said. But hey, there
Well,
was a
this
lot
depends
of
on how you use
homeowners or people around me saying it's not that much of a luxury. So
it. Oh, then why'd you get it then? Okay,
exactly. Well, I ain't got no
so you
pool.
didn't have to go to somebody else's pool. Hello.
Hmm.
Anyways, that's okay. I guess we don't know what we talking about, Devontae.
Apparently not.
So, right now, I think this storyline is stagnant until we get to however they lead up to finding out Ani is not who she says she is, because they just been doing the same hamster wheel thing week after week after week. And, I mean, nothing's new is happening. I mean, their whole episode really was about him crying and then crying to his wife about being the third wheel. Okay. All right, sir. Anyway, anything else with them?
Nope.
All right. So I say the piece de resistance for last. That's Mahdi and Stevie and her friend Claire.
Mm.
So Stevie is on cloud 9 because she's like, oh my God, I'm finally engaged, as if you didn't set up the engagement yourself, and ask him to get on his knee with those YouTube videos. Okay.
Right.
I'm like, make it stop, Cougar. Make it stop. So now Stevie is thinking about, well, yes, I'm engaged now, but what if my dad don't want to walk me down the aisle? And so Monty says, so if your dad says he's not supportive, don't want to walk you down the aisle, you won't get married? She's like, probably not.
Why wouldn't he say yes to walk you down the aisle when he, first of all, you already done brought him over here and you going to basically do it? If he would have said no, what you was going to just send him back?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, if he said no, what you going to do? Here's my thing. In general, before we even get to the reception hall and talking to her dad and all that stuff, she has this man from where he is, where he's from the part of the world he's from, in rural Mississippi. Okay, that's already strike 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I bet. Let me keep that to myself. Y'all know what I mean by that. Y'all know exactly what I mean by that. If you don't, look up some history about
MAGA Central.
Before MAGA, but don't call out the letters.
Exactly.
Rural Mississippi. Okay. All right. So anyway, so
hey,
Steve,
that nigga, they didn't put that on the shirt. Rural Mississippi.
So they finally get to Stevie's dad's shop to ask her dad, well, to let him know first we're engaged. She's like, how come you didn't tell me? First of all, who's going to tell you the secret? Let's pretend you didn't know. But who's going to tell you, oh, he's going to propose to you? I mean, why else is he here? Hello? Why else is he here? Hold on. I muted you instead of me.
Right.
So, the dad is very, very skeptical. And I thought Stevie had the nerve to say, well, I'm skeptical. She used the word skeptical first about the relationships I've been in before. I'm like, so are you trying to tell us? Actually, when I saw the episode, I said, you trying to tell me, I used the word me, that you have had sketchy relationships in rural Mississippi before? Because I don't believe it. I don't believe it because of where your daddy live and where you live. Because that looked like still 1940 USA on the main street. So what kind of skeptical relationships have you been in? Have they all been online? Because that's the only thing I could think of, right? So
yeah,
then
she a kinky person. I don't know about her. You don't know what she did in the backwoods.
But she did say she loves going down to New Orleans. So, okay.
He about to open up that closet, a whole bag of beads gonna fall out.
I can't laugh right now. So the dad says, excuse me, so how come I can't be skeptical? I'm like, Dad, you are already skeptical when you learned where you were from. Okay. So then, she's like, but I really want you to walk me down the wedding. And he said he would. But in confessionals, Dad was like, there's a lot of red flags. I mean, it's been red flags since the beginning, right? So later on from there, Stevie and Mahdi go to find a wedding venue because Stevie moved it up from 50 days to 14 days. So now it's 2 weeks. And I'm like, why would you move it up to 2 weeks? If you have 50 days, like, what's the problem? Now, her friend Claire did say something. She's like, well, maybe she moved it up because of his paperwork.
So I got 90 days.
yeah, you have 90 days, so you're down to 50. So what's the paperwork? I think that because Stevie wants to get married because she knows that Monty still might be on the way out the door. So they're looking at the wedding venue, and I'm like, well, first of all, where they at? Because it looked like somebody's backyard for real, or at a community center or something. Did you see
Look
that?
like a restaurant that was closed down for the day.
I'm like, the brick is painted white, and there's like just a random.
Yeah, I was just like that. I was like, I mean, I get you it being a little rural or whatever, like,
Right,
but it's
right,
a little. I don't know. We're gonna have to put some posters up around here. So we're gonna need a wall full of boobs to cover some of this stuff up.
right. It was like an iron fence just on the wall. I'm like, where
Yeah,
is
like I
this?
guess this Mississippi.
I guess. She's like, oh, this will do because we could put, I forgot what she said, we could put something here. I'm like, put what? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you could put there to be distracted. So, anyways, Stevie finally, excuse me, Monty was finally introduced to Claire. And so Claire was like, yeah, maybe you could decorate it with your taste. Maybe you could put paintings of me. I'm like, why would you want that at the wedding of somebody else, a female, and then a nude female too? And she didn't look like she was teasing to me. I mean, joking, right? She seemed like she was serious. What'd you think about that part? Because I was like, that's crazy.
I mean, she know her friend weird. So
But at
I
your wedding,
believe that's
girl,
probably what she think.
at your wedding, so what kind of wedding did you think Claire thought this was? Like a
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why would you think the man from Iran
right.
will be okay with that? Like he just seeing yoga pants and don't know what to do out here. Somebody naked, especially if he is very conservative,
Very,
very conservative. So
very.
I don't even know how they even making it. But I'm like, but it ain't making no sense. You very conservative. Are they having sex?
Well, they're sleeping in the same bed. They shouldn't be doing that either. So
That's what I'm saying. This is you can't be conservative on one part, but you cool. You know, it ain't making no
something is
sense.
telling me that he kind of snuck off. Like, I don't think his family really knows where he's at. Because it's not giving that at all. Because see, Claire said, are you going to FaceTime your family? He's like, no, they're very religious and there's going to be alcohol here. You're not supposed to be drinking alcohol either. Okay.
I'm like, they very religious alcohol here, sir. I mean, it's a FaceTime. You ain't got to show them it.
I know. So once that the pictures, of her being naked came up, and Steve was like, girl, we'll talk about it later. I was like, yeah, we're going to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like, shh, kind of thing. So afterwards, he's like, oh, so why am I getting bisexual vibes from you again? I said, not again.
Mhm.
He's talking about what's forbidden in his culture and his religion, things like that. And I'm like, well, you already sleep in the same bed, so you can like knock that off the list. You're already doing something you have no business, right?
Mhm.
So, but if he has those type of fears, how can he even consider marrying her? That's what I'm saying. So, again, if they make it to the tell-all and they're still married, I'm going to be mind blown because I just don't think it can't possibly last because she's doing things that is normal for some people here in the States to do. Because some people
Right.
do paint naked. They have stuff for everything, right?
Mhm.
And she clearly drinks alcohol around people with alcohol. And, so that's one and two right there. And just maybe her lifestyle in general. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't see her being like a tiger lily and putting on, traditional wear and stuff like that and being subservient. I don't see that happening with her
Right.
in rural Mississippi. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think he is just adjusted now. So to even move the wedding up 2 weeks from now, I don't think it's going to do anything because I personally do not get the vibe. This is what he wants to do. I personally get the vibe he really don't want to be here. He's very uncomfortable in general. In general, you know what I'm saying? And how many people of color are in her rural town of Mississippi besides him?
And she in a small town. You
In a
know that
small,
everybody know everybody.
exactly.
You know they all probably go. Everybody probably go to the same church. Same people hang out. But everybody know the town criminal. Everybody probably like, who the new man?
Not the town
Who
criminal like,
Iranian?
not the town
Yep.
criminal like the old school
Mm-hmm.
Andy Griffith show.
Yeah, I bet you they all be like, oh, it starts with one, then they all come.
Mm. I don't think he's experienced that yet, because I think if he did,
Oh, he'd have been out of there.
yeah. So I'm concerned for like him and maybe the dad's friends, you know, not her friends,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just in general. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm not a fan of this couple at all.
Mm-mm.
Matter of fact, I'm not a fan of none of them, but I'm definitely not a fan of Monty and Stevie. But
Right.
this episode, we got a break from what's his name? With the French girl, I forgot his name just that fast.
French girl. Oh.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah. And
I'm
Juan.
tired of seeing her cry every episode.
I know, right? She's so miserable. So next week's episode, we're gonna see her. I can't think of her name right now, but she's sitting with three older ladies and they're knitting. I'm like, where's she at? Where he drop her off at?
Right. I'm like, she
at your job.
Hey, she might be at a book club. Because at this point, I was just like, well, I was like, who these people? Why?
Right.
I'm like, you can't be hanging with them now.
Maybe those, we'll give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's his extended family. Maybe those are his great, no.
Well,
maybe
that might be the neighborhood ladies.
But still, they all knitting and crocheting, whatever they doing, and she's in there crying, and they got the ladies upset saying, you know, you're dependent on him, you don't have a life, and they're right. And why she'll never have her daughter with her? She's all with her daddy. What's that about?
And she had all this time. He probably just wanted his kids.
Maybe. Also, next week we see Shakina and Sarper. I think they're sitting with a therapist. Okay.
And that therapist need to have his therapist right on speed dial after he get done.
Sarper tells her, you know, if I leave, you'll be crying for years for me. She's like, well, maybe I don't want to get married. Girl, please, you want to get married. You're not fooling anybody. You know what I'm saying?
You done changed your nose for this man. You is delusional.
Exactly. Excuse me. We also see Juan in the gym talking to somebody, talking about he needs to get back on the ship to do a contract to stack some money because he's not happy. I was like, what? You're not happy, Juan? Why?
You're not happy with the cow manure and having no door? Juan ain't happy, but he's tired of being a babysitter.
Juan tired, period. You know, we go from Montana to Wyoming. What's he doing in Wyoming? You know what? Now, that's who need to get together. Greg need to find out Jessica and Juan phone number to see if they can get the hookup because they in cow country. Okay.
Right.
Also, next week, Matt, Ammani, and Ani. So Matt's wife set up a date with Ani to make Matt feel better, as if, you know, she's attracted to him.
Right.
So they get back on the same page. And I'm like,
right, how you know she ain't sent him a text like, look, Matt's real upset, so I know you don't like him, but you're gonna have to play your role. Like, it's so many variables.
Yeah, that's probably what she did. And Ani will do what she has to do to keep the cash rolling in. You know, but I mean, is this really going to make Matt feel better that, you know, he had some relations with Ani?
I feel like he done slept with her more than the person she quote unquote is more attracted to.
I guess. I don't know. Shawn and Alliya, they're at cosmetic surgeon's office. Aaliyah's been said that she wanted some breasts, but now she's there. She threw in possible bottom surgery, and now Shawn is like, bottom surgery? I'm not going for that. I'm like, Shawn, get off
You
my
going for
TV.
her getting boobs. She putting on wigs. She wearing women clothes. Where do you think it's all going down to, sir?
And
Like you
Tamika
too
called that
old for
out.
this.
Tamika called that out last week or so. Talk about
Mm-hmm.
what she wants bottom surgery. That's why I'm like, Shawn, get off my TV.
And he gonna pay for it.
Right. She's transitioning, so why wouldn't she want to go all the way? Because she knows you got the cash to get it done. Get off my TV with this nonsense. This is for a check. It's got to be
Right.
a check. It's got to be. Because I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's see. I think that's all I remember.
Okay.
So, anyways, you have any final things about the episode?
Hopefully next episode is a little better than this. This wasn't that bad, but the next episode
On the
need to
boring
bring
side.
it.
Yeah, need to pick up some. So I want to see how, like I said, the throuple is going to progress, and I also want to see Greg how he's going to get stuff together, because otherwise, let her go, let her be.
I want to see how Juan gonna say. I already did. I bet you. I feel like Juan about to tell her he been thinking about um getting another contract. I think he gonna sign one. They be like, I ain't got no choice.
I mean, he can tell her that,
I watch. I guarantee he about to get out of there.
so she can cry and the Dennis and Menace kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, because he technically can't work right now, he should have just came to visit. He shouldn't have came to live until he had like the correct paperwork. But I guess if they're doing the 90-day fiancé, maybe he can't go back out internationally. I don't know. They may void the contract. I don't know. They should have thought about all that. So that's just me. We'll see. So, well, all right then. Well, thank you for joining. Hopefully, we'll have Miss Tamika back next week. And
Hopefully.
anybody else, she's having a good time. She had messaged me.
Oh.
Birthday party, so hopefully she's having a
Okay.
good time. Good time. So, thank you so much, and I'll see you back next week.
Have a good night.
Take care. Bye bye.